Hello guys, we are here again and we are talking about Cardiff. Cardiff is the European Capital of Sport for 2014. At my left side I have Steve Morris, he's the sports manager of Cardiff. Steve, how are you doing?
Hi Hugo, I'm great.
Everything
thanks.
is okay, right?
Fantastic.
Okay, at my right side we have Hugh Thomas, he's the sports counsellor. Hi Hugh.
Hi, how's it going?
Everything is okay at Cardiff?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's right, sounds good. And at my right side I have here Dirk Baham, he is a member of the Euro Parliament. Hi Mr. Baham.
Hello, but it's Vaughan.
Sorry?
Vaughan.
Vaughan.
Yeah.
Sorry for my
That's
English.
okay. Everybody in the Parliament says Vaughan, so you went too far off.
It's because in Spain we have a special English program,
Yeah.
something like Vaughan, so sorry. Vaughan, you said?
Vaughan.
Vaughan. Not James Bond, it's Vaughan.
No, Vaughan.
Sorry, I'm kidding you.
Okay.
Well, we start with Steve Morris. Cardiff is the European Capital of Sport for 2014. How are the preparatory actions going?
Very well. As you know, we were European City of Sport in 2009, and we put a lot of work in after that award year, particularly looking at what Valencia did in the lead up to 2011, which is when we were preparing our bid document, and with a view of being capital sport in 2012 when we were hosting the Olympics. But in actual fact, we didn't get it in 2012 was probably better because it would have been lost in all the publicity around the Olympic Games. But our focus during 2012 was to deliver the Games in Cardiff. So with that being now concluded, we've now looking at legacy, and we now turn our eye to Capital Sport 2014, looking at our communications plan, a new sports strategy, and really sort of look at community engagement and starting that awareness building leading up for the next year. And eyes will be on Antwerp to see how they're doing.
Cardiff is the first European city of sport. It's the first European, not the first European city. Cardiff was European city of sport that dedicated to be then a candidate for European Capital of Sport, which means that the results of the first experience were really good. What were the factors that inspired Cardiff to go for the Capital of Sport title?
When we decided to go for the City of Sport, it was the build up to the Olympic Games. We needed to get a recognised accreditation, particularly as we were pursuing international countries to come to Cardiff off the back of some sort of sports tourism, but for pre-games training camps, and we were competing with some of the major cities in the UK. So by getting the European City of Sport award meant that we could sell ourselves to international countries, and we were probably the most successful city in the UK in attracting international countries to Cardiff to use our facilities. We had a big volunteer program which we could wrap around the elite athletes when they were here. So it was good kudos to get that award in 2009. In terms of going for Capital of Sport, I think there are a number of factors really. We've benefited from networking with other capitals and other cities of sport, and we think we have a lot to offer other cities and capitals going forward in terms of some best practice that we have within the city in terms of sport for regeneration and particularly our grassroots and school sport network. There's always been the carrot that hopefully, given that in the white paper in Brussels they recognise ACES as an organisation that can deliver sport across Europe, that hopefully that will attract some funding, and that will be one thing that we're keen to lobby and help you lobby for is drilling down some European money back into sport in those host capitals and cities.
You told that being part of ACES family means a lot of things. You have a network of sport, you participate in projects co-financed by the European Union, you visit new cities. Is this something you recommend to other cities across Europe? Yeah,
without question. I think that follows on from what I've just said, really. We're very close with Valencia on their volunteer programme. We learned a lot from them, and that helped us in our volunteer recruitment for the Olympic Games. Then we got involved with the cross-European study on volunteering. I felt that we actually had a lot to offer then some of the smaller cities around Europe in terms of volunteering best practice. So the network is great. It was small when we first got involved, but now it's quite a huge network. So if ever you're looking for new innovations and creativity in the sporting market, then there's a lot of good contacts to call on now, which is one of the key benefits of being part of ACES.
A lot of preparatory activities, but Cardiff is the European Capital of Sport for 2014. How do you want people remember Cardiff as European Capital of Sport, Mr. Thomas?
Well, our vision for being the European Capital of Sport is to really promote Cardiff as a world-class sporting destination, and to also improve the lives of the people of Cardiff through engagement with sport. So I think if we're able to do that on a internal level with the people of Cardiff and really get the grassroots sport really delivering. And if we then project an external image to the people who come visit us to see the major sporting events we're hosting, if we're able to promote that good image, then I think we'll really say it's been a successful year.
What are your thoughts on the Olympic Games from this summer? London 2012, Cardiff had a key role to play in these games. What are your conclusions?
Well, I think it was fantastic to be, part of the Olympic story in the United Kingdom. Certainly at the start of the Games, Cardiff opened the Games, so the spotlight was very much on the city during that time. And I think that the city really stood out as being a fantastic destination for visitors to come and enjoy sport. And I think we also saw what a great appetite the people of Cardiff have for sport, in the number of people that went to the Games and in the large number of people that volunteered to help out with hosting the sportsmen and women, and also as game makers. So a fantastic experience. Cardiff was very proud to host the event.
As a sports councillor, do you have any estimate about the budget for European Capital of Sport? For example, Antwerp has almost 7 million euros for the next year.
Well, I don't think we're going to talk about figures just yet, but certainly what we're looking to do is build the budget around some of the major events that we want to attract to Cardiff. So, for example, the Six Nations Rugby, the Autumn Rugby International Series, the Rally GB, World Rally GB coming back to Cardiff, and events in the Cardiff Bay area, which is a fantastic indoor water facility, so enclosed, I should say. So extreme sailing, power boating, and the indoor rowing championships are all major events that we're bringing to Cardiff in 2014, and we're going to build a programme around that.
Okay, I don't know if you have seen Antwerp's programme. So far, the feedback is really good. Do you see this as a great challenge for Cardiff the following year? And what do you believe will be your responsibility? Well,
we're certainly looking forward today, for example, in networking with our colleagues from Antwerp and seeing how things are going, and taking their lessons learned about how we can make sure that the event we deliver in Cardiff is really up to scratch. I think our responsibility is to carry on the fine tradition of the capital city of sport and deliver a series of great events. Who knows? Belgium beat Wales in football a few weeks ago, so perhaps Cardiff can go one better than Antwerp and be an even more successful city of sport. I'd like to hope so.
We have here also a member of the Euro Parliament, Mr. Baum. Where could you place Wales in terms of sport in Europe and in relationship to the rest of the United Kingdom?
Wales is a small country. We have a population of only 3 million people, but Wales is sport mad, and I think for a small country of our size, we actually punch above our weight. I think we're very proud to say that we've got the current European champions in rugby. We have a top-class team in Swansea who are in the Premiership. Cardiff City are just below and doing extremely well in the Championship. We had some excellent results in the Olympics this year. So for a small country, Wales is punching above its weight.
For sure, for sure. How do you see the development of sports policies in Wales?
I think it could be summed up in one word: legacy. I think Wales needs to use the legacy of the Olympics to build for the future, but also hopefully we can use Cardiff now being the capital city of sport in 2014 as well to our advantage, and make sure there's a legacy from that to make sure we can encourage more people to start taking part in sport.
Have you any recommended actions to Cardiff for the next year?
Well, I think Cardiff already does a fantastic job in terms of providing sports facilities, and these are tough economic times, so I think everybody would like to see Cardiff City Council, for example, invest in more sports facilities in the future. But it is tough times out there, but I'm sure working with others at the European level, working with others at a Welsh level, including the Welsh Government, hopefully we can see more sporting facilities built in Cardiff, and hopefully Cardiff can then use those sporting facilities to benefit the wider population in terms of bringing economic prosperity to Cardiff, using sport for social inclusion purposes, using sport to promote health of the citizens. So I think there are opportunities. Cardiff does a great job, and I'm sure becoming the city of sport in 2014 will make it even better for them.
For sure. I think, Blaine, they have said all about Cardiff, but you as president of ACC UK, what's your opinion about the Cardiff delegation and Cardiff work?
Well, I think it's clear that Cardiff are very much a major sporting city. I think European Capital Sports Association when it entered into the UK via Glasgow, winning the Capital Award in 2003. Glasgow set a very high standard in terms of world-class facilities, and there's been a number of towns and cities and community awards since then. But now Cardiff, with their Capital Award of 2014, is really, again, raising the bar, I think, in terms of the way forward for the UK in terms of the European Capital Sports Association. And from what I see and have seen of Cardiff, it will be a fantastic role model for sporting cities in years to come.
Completely agree. Mr. Morris, was a pleasure. See you later in the gala.
Thank you, Hugo.
Mr. Thomas, a pleasure.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, as we say in Wales.
Yeah. You have an interesting job from here to the next year.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Okay, for sure. And Mr. Bon, a pleasure. See you later.
Nice to be here.
You're going to go to the gala, right?
We will be there, yeah.
Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Guys, come back later in a few minutes.